Chapter 10 Captured! One evening, in the turtles' lair, the girls and Spike were in Donnie's lair with the other turtles. The Rainbooms were looking around the lab, or in Pinky's case, messing around. The pink-haired girl was currently looking at some boiling chemicals inside beakers, as her face took the shape of the inside of the beaker as she looked through it from behind.
Ooh, bubbly,
she said dreamily.
Pinky, please don't touch anything.
Donnie said.
Mikey doesn't have that in here.
Hey!
Mikey called. Twilight looked around in amazement.
This certainly is well organized. Much how I used to keep the library. And at my boutique.
Rarity added.
Well, thanks, girls. I do what I can to keep this place in perfect condition.
Donnie admitted.
When stuff isn't blowing up in here.
Raph quipped to Rainbow, and the two laughed. Donnie looked over at them in irritation. Sunset looked at the desk and saw a robotic turtle head.
Donnie? What's this?
Donnie looked over, seeing what the girl was curious about.
That? Oh, that's Metalhead. Oh, what's left of him?
Metalhead.
Fluttershy asked curiously.
Mikey.
The other three turtles answered as the fun one spoke.
Yep, I named him.
Donnie spoke.
A year ago, I took a Krang droid back to the lair and using reverse engineering technology, built him.
He did it because he kept breaking his staff.
Mikey joked to the girls.
Oh, shut up.
Donnie replied, and continued.
I outfitted Metalhead with all the best gadgets and weaponry to help us fight with the Krang. I was able to control him all the way from the lair. But when I lost the signal, a Krang took over it and used it against my brothers. I had to stop him myself, and succeeded. I eventually rebuilt him and continued to further upgrade him.
So, why didn't you upgrade him again?
Twilight wondered. Donnie sighed.
The last fight he was in was a real hard one. I upgraded his artificial intelligence and he actually started becoming smarter and smarter. We thought he became too smart when he locked us in the lab and took off.
Where'd he go?
Spike asked.
He led us to a Krang facility where the Krang had captured a ton of mutants and were intending to make them their servants.
Donnie continued.
He was able to free the captives from the Krang's mind, control and reopen the portal to get us home. The problem was Metalhead couldn't come back with us whole, for we had to keep the portal open. We all escaped, and this was all that came through the portal with us.
He finished while looking at Metalhead's head in sorrow. Pinky wiped a tear from her eye.
He sacrificed himself for you all.
She started bawling waterfalls.
I did say I would build him again, but for now, I'm just honoring the memory.
Donnie said. The girls smiled and continued looking around the lab until Rarity shrieked. Raph spoke.
Man, can she scream?
Rarity, what is it?
Fluttershy asked as the girl answered while looking at the smart turtle.
Donnie? What in heaven's name is that?
She motioned to a metal containment barrel that had a frozen set of eyeballs, mouth, and guts inside it, with the eyes and mouth giving off an angry expression.
Whoa, some kind of freaky experiment?
Rainbow asked. Donnie sighed.
No, that's Timothy, the pulverizer.
Pulverizer?
The girls asked. Leo spoke.
When we first fought Stockman, we had no idea we were being watched by this teenager.
He was so inspired by us, he tried to be a vigilante. But all he did was don a rubber turtle costume and a mask.
Mikey added.
He nearly got wasted by the purple dragons, until we jumped in.
Raph continued.
We tried talking him out of this crazy idea, but he wouldn't listen to us. He even messed up by making us lose a Krang power cell we were hiding from them.
We didn't see him again for a while, until we found out he joined the Foot Clan and tried to be a better ninja.
Leo added.
How did that work out?
Rainbow wondered.
He was worse than he already was.
Raph answered.
The Foot was stealing mutagen and intended to make a mutant army for Shredder.
Donnie explained.
Pulverizer offered himself to be mutated, intending on taking Shredder down when he'd become a mutant.
Wait, he wanted to be a mutant?
Twilight asked in disbelief.
We didn't believe it either.
Leo answered dryly.
We tried to stop him with our warnings, but he did it to himself.
Donnie said.
He ended up mutating into a glob of slime with his guts visible inside of it.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
Rarity said, while feeling nauseous.
We contained him in this jar and brought him back to the lair.
Leo explained.
Donnie said he'd find a way to change him back.
So why is he suddenly on ice?
Applejack asked. Donnie answered.
During a little falling out with April over her dad mutating into a bat, I started talking more to Timothy about how I want to help April's dad. Apparently he was listening too well and wanted to be her friend. He drank some of the mutagen I had collected and spouted ooze hands and legs to bust out of the lair. We went after him to keep him away from April, but he was persistent. I tricked him into drinking a canister of failed retromutagen and he froze.
So, he's been like this ever since?
Twilight asked as she looked at the frozen mutant.
Yeah, but I haven't given up on him though. I will change him back once I'm able to synthesize more retromutagen. But right now I have other things to focus on.
Such as?
Rarity asked.
I've been experimenting on the mind worm Shredder had Stockman use on Slash and Rockwell. With it, I may be able to reverse the worm's effect and help Karai.
If that worm hasn't already taken over her brain completely.
Raph said, as Leo and Donnie looked dismal at the thought of it. Twilight spoke.
I believe you can get her back.
You do?
Donnie asked. Twilight nodded.
Mm-hmm. You need to have more faith in yourself. Believe me, I've been worried constantly about screwing something up. But I came through time and time again.
The turtles smiled.
Thanks, Twilight. We won't give up on Karai.
Leo said.
And I won't give up on finding a cure.
Donnie added. Suddenly, Raph's T-phone rang.
Hello? Casey, yeah. Okay, I'm coming.
He hung up.
Going on patrol with Casey, guys. Any takers?
I'm in.
Rainbow spoke up.
Well, I could use some exercise.
Rarity admitted.
It's okay.
Applejack agreed.
Me too.
Sunset finished.
Anyone else?
Raph asked, before noticing his brothers didn't feel up to it, as did the rest of the Rainbooms.
Alright, girls. Let's go.
Raph said, as the four followed him.
You think it's safe leaving them with Raph and Casey?
Donnie asked, with uncertainty.
I think Rainbow, AJ, Rarity, and Sunset Shimmer will be fine with them.
Twilight said, as Donnie just shrugged. Out in the city, Raph and the four girls met with Casey and were rooftop jumping. As Rainbow ran, she spoke.
Nothing like a good nighttime run, right, girls?
It's a good way to stay in shape.
Applejack agreed.
While I've never been one to indulge in such activities, I have to admit it does a body good.
Rarity admitted. Casey looked around.
Well, no sign of crime tonight. Keep your eyes peeled, Casey. There's always crime.
Raph reminded him.
Like that down there?
Rainbow asked rhetorically. The group looked down and saw Hun and 3 Purple Dragon members coming out of a bank with a duffel bag full of cash.
Good call, Rainbow.
Casey smirked.
Are those them purple dragon balloons you told us about?
Applejack wondered.
That's right. And that's Hun, their leader.
Raph added while motioning to said guy.
Shouldn't we stop them?
Sunset asked.
Of course.
Raph answered.
Casey and I will take Hun. You girls handle the rest.
Rainbow drew her naginata and spoke.
Let's get to work.
Took the words out of my mouth, girl.
Casey replied as he donned his hockey mask, and the girls readied their own ninja weapons. As the purple dragons were creeping away, feeling confident that they were going to get away with it, Raph dropped in on them.
I think your withdrawal is too high.
He held his size.
One of the turtles?
Fong gasped.
Don't forget about me.
Casey jumped in, holding his hockey stick. Hun spoke to his gang.
We can beat these two.
The gang turned around, seeing Rainbow, Sunset, Applejack, and Rarity looking ready for a battle. Sid spoke up.
It's just 4 teenage girls. They don't look so tough.
Soy added.
Right. Let's go.
Hun ordered, as the purple dragons took fight against the good guys. Raph and Casey fought Hun, who fought back. Rainbow, Rarity, Applejack, and Sunset took off fighting the other 3. Rarity was twirling her 2 sickles, while Fong was trying to strike with his meat cleaver. Applejack and Rainbow were using their basic hand-to-hand combat moves against Sid and Soy.
Still think we're not so tough?
Rainbow challenged the 3.
I have to admit, compared to the turtles, you girls aren't half bad.
Fong answered.
You should see us play instruments.
Sunset answered as she threw some of her kunai. The 3 punks were dodging the kunai until Soy knocked Sunset Shimmer into a dumpster.
Sunset!
Rarity and Applejack called. Meanwhile, with Raph and Casey, they were squaring off against Hun, who was, as usual, making his annoying karate grunts. As the lead dragon fought the 2, he asked,
So those are 4 of the Rainbow girls we've heard tell about. How do you know about them?
Casey asked suspiciously. Hun laughed.
Please. Master Shredder informed us of everything. Well, he did inform you of this! Ah!
Raph delivered a spin kick to Hun, who crashed into a wall. He frowned at Raph before peeling himself off.
We came here for money, but we might as well bring in a bonus.
He snapped his fingers. Suddenly, dropping in from above were multiple footbots, which took the group by surprise.
Whoa, hell.
Applejack gasped.
Footbots, take the girls.
Hun ordered, so the robots fought the Rainbooms, while Raph got past Hun to help the girls out. As they fought, Raph spoke.
I really hate saying this, but we should really fall back.
I'm down with that.
Rainbow agreed, as she used her Naginata to strike 2 footbots.
Then let's get out of here.
Rarity pulled out one of the smoke bombs, only to get knocked down unconscious by one of the footbots.
Rarity!
Raph and the girls cried. Hun punched Casey into a wall and ran over to the knocked out girl. He picked Rarity up and spoke.
This victory is ours.
The rest of the footbots stood by his side, and one of the robots used his own smoke pellet to make their escape.
No!
The girls cried.
Rarity!
Casey gasped.
We have to go after them.
Rainbow declared.
Hold on. We'll need the others first.
Applejack said.
And a way to find them.
Sunset added.
Back to the lair!
Raph ordered, as they hurried off. Meanwhile, Rarity was starting to wake up, but saw her vision was still dark.
Huh? What is going on? Where am I?
Suddenly, the sack that was covering her head was pulled off, and she was met with a bright, blinding light.
Ugh! What is this? An interrogation?
Silence!
Hun's voice came as he moved the light out of Rarity's face. Now Rarity was finally able to see that she was in a warehouse and tied to a chair. The girl struggled to get free, but to no avail.
Unhand me, you ruffian! You can't treat people this way!
I said silence!
Hun ordered. The girl glared at him, but remained silent. Hun turned to Fong.
Call Master Shredder. Tell him we have one of the girls.
Fong nodded and went to make the call.
Just you wait! When the turtles hear of this, they'll find me!
Rarity warned them. Hun smirked.
That's just what we're hoping for.
Rarity started getting nervous, knowing the dragons were planning a trap for them. Fong came back.
Master Shredder's on his way.
Good. Keep watch outside for his arrival.
Hun ordered the other two, who went outside. Hun then looked back at Rarity, smirking.
I would tell you to fix yourself up for the Master's arrival, but you seem to have that down.
Rarity frowned and thought.
I have to get out of here. And I know just the way.
She managed to reach into a shirt pocket and pull out a nail file, and started cutting the ropes behind her.